Hi guys! Vechs here. Welcome back to Space Engineers Meteor Storm Survival. I'm still chilling in my creative world though, just because I wanted to finalize one of these ship designs. I find it much easier to design ships for blueprint purposes in the creative world rather than survival world. It's much easier to design a ship in creative, so that's why I'm here. Don't worry though, I will be getting back to the survival world. That's the main world of this video series anyway. I only come to the creative world when I want to design something. But I'm having a problem finalizing the longsword class heavy fighter. I feel this is a fairly robust design. I feel it's a good design. It carries a merge block here that can be used to actually carry a weapons pod or a drone, which I think I will design. I will design a drone for it. But it's got a problem. It's kind of got a problem here, and the problem is, well, let's try to show you. I'm just gonna go. See if you can spot the problem. Did you see? Did you see what happened? Let me make sure I don't accidentally hit something valuable here. Okay, I'm going to go forward and I'm going to turn while going forward. See if I can get... I need to build up some speed first though. Did you see that? Do you see how my fighter shoots its own nose off? That's rather inconvenient. That's not exactly supposed to be happening. That's kind of not a good design there. It's funny. It's actually really funny that it can even kill its own cockpit here. I'm really surprised at that, and it's because that the projectiles do not inherit and inherent are two different words. The projectiles do not inherit the inertia of the parent ship from which they are launched. So how do we fix that? Basically, the problem is we need to mount these Gatling guns more forward or more outward. It's very unfortunate. So I gotta take the Gatling guns, take them off. Now I can mount them sideways. Basically just need to mount them out more, I think. And hopefully that would take care of the problem. If I did this, and I really should have had symmetry mode on. Like that. If I do this. And then I ought to be able to place the Gatlings back on the ship, like so. And then I can take some heavy armor blocks and put them in here like that. And maybe flip this around like this. And there we go. Now that might work alright. That might fix the issue. I don't like the way that makes the ship look as much, but in this case, and I think for just as far as looks go, it would look cool to have like that on the back. There we go. Now that ought to fix it. That ought to let there be enough room. Alright, so I have to turn the dampeners off, get up, go really fast basically. I'm just going to fly off into space to make sure I don't hit anything on accident. Nope, it's not enough. I just shot my own ship again. That sucks. That sucks a lot. That really restricts how you can place guns on a ship. What was getting hit? Let me see what was getting hit. Right up here. I mean, I'm really disappointed. I'm really disappointed in that. And I don't believe that would happen in real life, because the bullet inside the firing chamber of a gun, the bullet would have the exact same momentum and attitude and velocity and acceleration as the parent ship, right up until the moment it's fired. And even traveling down the barrel of the gun, the projectile is still going to have the parent's momentum up until it leaves the gun barrel. But at that point, it's going to be traveling so quickly. I really don't think that's realistic. But I mean, obviously this game is not realistic, but I'm just kind of disappointed that, from a gameplay perspective, that this can happen. I mean, I didn't figure. I really didn't figure. I mean, how much room is here? How many blocks is it to the tip? It's 8 blocks. I didn't think that was that much, but apparently it is. And that's a big problem. So the alternative is basically to, I mean, I could take the nose down like this. And just have something like that. But I mean, that doesn't look as nice from an aesthetic point of view, and I'm not even entirely certain that that's safe. But we'll find out. Okay, well, it looks like we fixed the problem. Okay. Alright, well, I can't seem to get it to shoot my nose off anymore. The armor is thinner now on the front here. Well, meh. It's fixed. I'll just have to keep that in mind when making new ship designs. So for reference, just as a reference, from the edge of the barrel now, it is 1 block out and positioned 6 blocks. So 1 out and then 6 over seems to be safe. That really sucks. I'm kind of disappointed, but oh well. Would it look better if I had this turned like this or this? No, it doesn't look better at all. No, it does not look better at all. All right, well, it looks like she's fixed. So I'm going to turn her into the sun so I can get a nice screenshot. That was about the last thing I needed to fix on the longsword class here. Now, at least on the creative world, I can take nice screenshots of the stuff here. Turn it into the sun. I want to turn, yeah, there we go. There we go. That's going to look nice. I just got to paint it real fast. I've decided on... I've decided my military ships will have red and white paint, and I kind of like having a red streak going down. It looked kind of good, I thought. Can I paint in here? There we go. And the symmetry tool does not seem available in survival. The symmetry, as best I can tell, is only available in creative, which is unfortunate, because that makes painting in the survival world more difficult. Okay, there we go. Nice longsword class heavy fighter. And I might paint. Kind of want to paint a red streak going from here back. There you go. And I just gotta see. There we go. And take a nice screenshot. Control B. Okay. Actually, you know what? Let's get a little closer. Where's my shadow going to appear on this thing? Let's take a fresh screenshot. There we go. This is the Deviant Heavy Fighter Longsword class. Longsword class Heavy Fighter. So my official way of naming this stuff is going to be DVN, the ship classification, and then the name. So this is a longsword class. And I think the way I want to name my fighters is based on bladed weapons. So you're going to see a short sword, a dagger, a rondel, an epee, a stiletto, a cutlass, a scimitar, you know, stuff like that. Okay. I think we're done for now in the creative world. I'll make a drone, but I might just do that off camera and be like, oh, hey, by the way, I made this. So I think all the kinks have been worked out. The pods work perfectly with this thing. They work quite well. And I'm a little sad I had to mess with the nose, but it works, and that's what matters. I believe its ability to carry a merge block and to carry a payload pod into combat with it. I foresee myself using this with maybe a fighter drone attached to it. I think that would be amazing, and maybe put a battery on the drone, like a battery-powered drone. Maybe one with weapons, maybe one that's a suicide drone with a warhead attached to it. Once you put that merge block on there and let it dock with what is functionally another ship, the possibilities are just go way up. There's so much stuff you can do. I even think, especially as a drone carrying fighter, you'll notice there's 2 cockpits on this thing. That means in multiplayer you could have one person fly the fighter, and another person can control the drone and have it break off and go do its job, whatever that may be. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and publish this. Is it? Oh, details, publish. Yes. I still don't know what that exploration tag is. If you know what that does, let me know in the comments. There we go. Alright. And I suppose I will... I was going to delete her, but since I've already painted her, I'm going to fly her back. Be right back. Alright. we're back, and there she is, nice and parked, anchored to the space station, and shut off. And you know, from this silhouette, she kind of reminds me of the Comanche attack helicopter. But anyway. Well, that's it for the creative world for now. I hope you guys didn't get tired of me not being in my survival world, but there were a few blueprints I needed to make. I think in the future, I'll gloss over it a bit more and not spend as much time in the creative world, because the heart of this video series is the survival world. Speaking of which, let's get back to it. Alright, welcome back to the main world, the survival world, hardcore meteor storm survival, where we are still cowering, unfortunately, behind this starting asteroid. Now, what's changed? Has anything changed? Well, in an effort to more organize my navy, I've decided that all construction ships will be painted solid yellow, specifically 39, 100, 100 golden yellow. And as you saw in my creative testing blueprint making world, my military ships will be the default stock. This is like light gray and red. I think it's a great color scheme for military ships, and it stands out from the red on white, or the red on light gray pops out quite nicely from space. Now, this is the longsword prototype. This is the version that shoots its own nose off, so quite frankly, I don't really have much use for it, so I'm just going to grind it down and remake it when it's time to do stuff with fighters. Let's see. Yeah, so this is a better way of doing it, is leaving the big grinding ship stationary and just pushing, docking and then pushing this thing into it. And for whatever reason, it's just taking a long time to grind down. I've seen large ships grind faster than this, and I have no idea why. I think maybe it's because the grinders work on one block at a time or something. I don't know. Alright, so we've done a little housekeeping. Got all my ships oriented. Let's take stock of what we have so far in our survival world. We have our starting respawn ship, which has become a mobile base, which honestly could maybe get merged with the compact miner, but the thing is, it's got the landing pads and it serves as a... it's where my medical bay is, and you know, I think it's okay, it's fine. We've got the miner, which I've added to. Put some extra mining heads on there. Make it mine very nice circular boreholes into asteroids. We've got a construction ship, which at this point ought to be fairly capable of grinding and building just about anything. Well, most things. And we've got an ore scout, which has worked quite well to locate the precious magnesium in Asteroid 5 that I had such a hard time finding. And then we've got our humble little construction boat. And then we've got this station here. I've turned it into a station. The wrecked hulk of the Lacedaemon, which I am grinding for parts. An excellent source of parts. So we're pretty good for a while, despite me wanting to build... I'd love to build a crowbar class.
Meteor storm inbound.
Now, I did actually make a new station, technically a station, right here. It's kind of funny. The sole purpose of this is to make sure a meteor doesn't just fly through that hole I made with my compact miner so long ago and nail something on the other side. Should be a fairly low probability of a meteor going exactly through that hole right there. Oh, there goes a meteor right now. Bye, meteor. Bye. Alright. So at this point, Well, I mean, I'm kind of... As far as basic survival goes, I'm kind of good, with the exception of that I will eventually run out of uranium. That's the big problem. So my two sources of renewable energy are cargo ships, which spawn within 10,000 meters of 000. So I can attack and destroy the cargo ships and pirate them for uranium and other material.
Meteor storm
Or
inbound.
I could go on a great voyage out into the stars in constant search of uranium. But that's not really renewable. And I think I've got the world set to a limit of 100 kilometers. I did decide to limit the world. I can't really imagine using all that space for now. 100 kilometers is quite a long way in this game. And then, well, there's solar power. But the problem with solar power is because of the meteor storm, solar power is not really renewable now, is it? Because killing meteors requires magnesium for projectiles, and magnesium is not renewable. So when you think about it from a practical standpoint, the only thing that's renewable is piracy as far as energy goes. So piracy, not mining, is going to be my main source of power, and not solar power from solar power panel, stationary solar power panels defended by turrets. Now, there could be a way to make solar power panels that are retractable and hide behind cover. Hi. Bye. Okay. But we'll have to see about that. I suppose you could make the argument that the ammunition spent killing meteors and defending my solar power panels is renewable through piracy. And I guess that's a good argument. So where do I go from here? Where do I go from here? I'd like to make a base one day, but not in this asteroid. I'd like to find something better. I kind of want to try building the crowbar, but at the same time, that's quite an investment, and I think maybe that's something that should come after I find a spot for a base. So maybe I ought to... I don't know, maybe I ought to make a ship to fly around in and look for a base. I think that'd be kind of cool. Maybe I can use my ore scout to go scout for base locations. But whatever I decide to do, I'll do it next episode. Thank you guys very much for watching me sort out my longsword class, heavy fighter, and I think the idea of cameras and remote control blocks to make drones is so cool. It's a shame Blame didn't quite like the game as much as I did, because I think a multiplayer Space Engineers would be so much fun, especially with one person flying the main fighter and then another person making the drone detach and fly off and, you know, go do stuff. I think that would be so cool. Even still, with just one person, I think a drone could be quite useful. I mean, could you imagine like I think it'd be cool to have a large ship with detachable welding drones that go repair. I think that would be really cool. So you could repair your own ship while you're still inside of it. You just send out drones to go do stuff. Oh, that's gonna be... I'm gonna have so much... I think that's what I should... Yeah, that's what I ought to make. I ought to make the crowbar have... Oh, wait, never mind. It already does have... landing pads for drones to dock at and fly off from. So never mind, it's already good on that. Well, guys, I'll see you next episode. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know in the comments where you think I ought to go from here. At this point, I think I could survive for quite a long time. And it's just kind of, you know, what I feel like doing, I guess. Because if I just sit in a passenger chair, I probably have enough power for years. If no other, you know, if it's just my suit power being drained. Speaking of which, suit power is being drained. Bloop, passenger seat. I mean, I have 38 days of fuel time here. For 40 days, or it's fluctuating, whatever. It's probably processing something, I think. I don't know. Well, anyway. I'll see y'all guys next time. Until then, as always, take it easy.